If we've learned anything tonight, it's that New Yorkers are as mad as hell.
Good evening, I'm Leah Lando. An orange-colored tidal wave of outrage has transformed the political landscape of New York State. Carl Paladino defied all expectations by walloping former Long Island Congressman Rick Lazio by a landslide in the GOP primary for governor. It was a 2-to-1 margin statewide and 9-to-1 in most of Paladino's home turf of western New York. Chautauqua County Executive Greg Edwards won the lieutenant governor primary to create an all-western New York Paladino-Edwards ticket on the GOP line, but Lazio is still on the conservative line with Edwards. So how does that affect the race? News 4's George Rickert is live with more. George?
Well, Greg Edwards says he is honored to have won the primary last night for a lieutenant governor of New York State, but now he says he needs to take the next couple of days to decide whose running mate he really is.
Only New York State could have this convoluted of an election system.
Chautauqua County Executive Greg Edwards was on the losing GOP ticket with Rick Lazio, but Edwards actually got more Republican votes for lieutenant governor than Carl Paladino's running mate, Tom Agnebetti. So, as of today, Edwards is both Paladino's running mate on the GOP ticket and Lazio's running mate on the conservative ticket in November.
There's a lot of issues in play. And so there's a lot of decisions that need to be made collectively amongst the candidates.
The big question now is whether Rick Lazio will stay in the race as a conservative. Would it be best for the Republican Party if Lazio dropped out?
Absolutely.
Erie County's GOP chair, Nick Langworthy, says New York is almost 2-to-1 Democrats, and Paladino could use the conservative votes.
The best opportunity that we have is for Rick to step aside.
But it's not so easy. If Lazio simply throws his support behind Paladino, Lazio's name is still on the conservative ballot. And if Lazio doesn't get at least 50,000 votes in November, the Conservative Party won't even have a line in the next few New York elections. If Lazio were to run for something else, the Conservatives could put Paladino on their ticket and give even more momentum to Paladino, who calls himself the little guy from East Lovejoy.
I don't need money. I don't need power. I don't have any ego to fulfill. All right, I'm just Carl Paladino, and my chief staff here is Duke.
And yes, that was Paladino's dog in his office he referred to as his chief of staff. Back to Rick Lazio. There is one complicated scenario that would have to happen in the next couple of weeks. It's an unusual one, and I explain it on my reporter's notebook on WIVB.com. Live at the waterfront, George Rickert for the 10 o'clock news.